Hello, friends. How are you? Today, I'd like to invite you to read the second chapter of the book of Mark in preparation to our meeting this coming Saturday at 10:30 p.m. a.m. The chapter starts with a story about a paralytic man that is brought to the presence of Jesus while he was teaching in a crowded place. When Jesus sees the man, he tells him, "Son, your sins are forgiven." In response to that astonishing claim, the Pharisees, which were the religious leaders at the time, they were thinking in their hearts, what kind of blasphemy is this man talking about? Who can forgive sins but God alone? To which Jesus answers, why are you reasoning about these things in your hearts? Which is easier to say to the paralytic, your sins are forgiven, or to say, get up and pick up your pallet and walk? And Jesus tells him exactly that. And the man picks up his pallet and goes home. This remarkable miracle presented in Mark chapter 2 is presented as a sign, as a seal of approval by God that Jesus is who he claims he is. The chapter then continues with three other encounters between Jesus and the religious leaders. The first one in the house of Matthew the tax collector, where Jesus was eating with the sinners and tax collectors. The second episode is about fasting, the religious practice of fasting. And the third episode is on a day of Sabbath, where Jesus was going through the fields and some of his disciples were taking up some grains to eat. As you read through Mark chapter 2, I'd like you to ask the following questions. Number one, which elements of this chapter are pointing towards the divinity of Jesus? You will be surprised about how many. Number two, what can we learn from the first teachings of Jesus presented in the Gospel of Mark, especially about humility, forgiveness, and the role of religious checklists? Meditate particularly on that passage here. It is not those who are healthy who need a physician, but those who are sick. I did not come to call the righteous, but sinners. What can we learn from our relationship with Jesus from that passage? I'll be waiting for you so we can all discuss and learn together this coming Saturday. See you then.